What's up, LDBC? This the King checking in. I'm gonna do a breakdown of my top 5 pound for pound boxers today in the sport. Now keep in mind, I'm gonna justify my position by the level of opponent that they face and where their opponents was at that point in their career when they faced them. So with all this discrediting victories later because of what a guy, you know, might not have done after taking the L from this, particular fighter is all irrelevant. It's about where these guys were both at in their career at the time. So I'm gonna start from number 5. All right, my number 5 pound for pound fighter. A lot of people may disagree with it, but I feel like I have to put him here, and I have to put him in the top 5, and that's Tyson Fury. You know, record currently 25 wins, 18 knockouts, no losses. Notable victories: 2011 beat Derek Chisora, at the time was 14-0, 9 KOs. Then he followed that up 2011 beating Nevin Patchkich, who was 16-0 with 5 KOs. And then the next guy he ended up fighting was Kevin Johnson. At the time he was 28 wins, 13 KOs, 2 losses, and 1 draw. In 2013, he fought Steve Cunningham, 25 victories, 12 KOs, and 5 losses. Now, this rematch with Derek Chisora in 2014, I felt like it was pointless. But again, they fought again. And at that time, Derek Chisora was 20 victories, 13 KOs, and 4 losses. 2015, he fought Christian Hammer, 17 wins, 10 wins by KO with 3 losses. In 2015, this is why he's on my pound for pound list. He beat the long reigning king of the heavyweight division, who had a straight stranglehold on the division for years, beating Vladimir Klitschko, who record at the time was 64 wins, 53 knockouts, and 3 losses. Rematch scheduled for October 29th this year, so he may still be in the top 5 after October 29th, or he may not be in my top 5 after October 29th. All depends on who wins this rematch. All right, my number 4 pound for pound fighter is Canelo Alvarez. Current record of 48 wins, 34 knockouts, 1 loss, 1 draw. Regardless of, opinions about if he won the Trout fight, if he won the Lara fight, if he won the Cotto fight, any of that, I'm going by what's in black and white. You know what I mean? So if he got credit on paper for the victory, that's how I'm going to treat it. So I'm going to, make that statement clear first. So in 2008, he beat Raul Pinzon, who was 16 with 15 KOs and 1 loss. 2010, he fought Jose Miguel Cotto, who was 31 wins, 23 wins by knockout, 1 loss and 1 draw. 2010, Carlos Baldomir, 45 wins, 14 KOs, 12 losses, 6 draws. And if anybody know about the Carlos Baldomir situation, he went on a streak of several years of winning. So you can't just look at a guy and say, oh, he got 12 losses. You got to, go do your research and know, the timeline of those losses and victories and etc. So, I give him credit for the Carlos Baldomir victory. Plus, Canelo was young when he fought Carlos Baldomir. So I definitely give him credit for that victory. 2010, he beat a guy that was very underrated as a champion, which was Lovemore Indu, who record at that time was 48 wins, 31 by knockout, 11 losses, and 2 draws. 2011, he beat Matthew Hatton, who at the time had a record of 41 wins, 16 by KO, 4 losses, and 2 draws. 2011, he followed that up with a victory over Kermit Cintron, who was 33 wins, 28 knockouts, 4 losses, and 1 draw. 2012, he fought Shane Mosley, whose record was 46 victories, 39 KOs, 7 losses, and 1 draw. 2013, he fought and beat Austin Trout, whose record at that time was 26 victories, 14 KOs, no losses. 2014, he beat Erislandy Lara, 19 victories, 12 KOs, 1 loss, and 2 draws. 2015, he beat Miguel Cotto, 40 victories, 33 KOs, and 4 losses. My number 3 pound-for-pound fighter is Terrence Crawford, 29 victories, 20 wins by KO, no losses. Notable wins, 2013, Brady's Prescott, who at the time was 26 wins, 20 KOs, and 4 losses. In the same year, 2013, he beat Alejandro Sanabria, 34 wins, 25 KOs, 1 loss, 1 draw. 2013, he beat Andrei Klimov, 16 wins, 8 KOs, no losses. 2014, he fought Ricky Burns, 36 wins, 11 KOs, 2 losses, 1 draw. In 2014, he beat Yuriorkis Gamboa, 23 victories, 16 KOs, no losses. In 2014, he beat Raimundo Beltran, 29 victories, 17 KOs, 6 losses, and 1 draw. And anybody who know anything about Raimundo, aka Ray Beltran, know this guy should have been a world champion. He's, for whatever reason, he's one of them guys that just keep getting the short end of the stick even when he wins the fight. So he just don't get the decision. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, definitely a credible opponent, definitely a credible victory. 2015, he defeated Thomas Delorme, whose record was 22 victories, 14 KOs, and 1 loss. 2015, he beat Dirijan, who's a good fighter, definitely a credible opponent, even though a lot of people, because they don't know who he was, they discredit his victory. But, I guess Dirijan is something like for the hardcore fans, because if you're a hardcore fan, you definitely know that was a credible opponent. He at the time was 29 victories, 20 KOs with 1 loss. In 2016, he defeated Hank Lundy, 26 victories, 13 KOs, 5 losses, 1 draw. 2016, he defeated Victor Postol, 28 victories, 12 KOs, no losses. Now my number 2 guy it may surprise a lot of people, but in my opinion it shouldn't, but my number 2 guy, pound for pound, is Sergey Kovalev. And, I don't agree with a lot of stuff, in his personal life, and I do feel like this guy's a racist, but at the end of the day, I'm being objective. I'm removing any bias as far as how I feel about this man personally and just keeping it boxing. Something that the YTBC don't do. But that's what we do over in the LDBC. But let me get back to it. Current record, 30 wins, 26 knockouts, no losses, 1 draw. Notable wins. 2012, he defeated Lionel Thompson, whose record at the time was 12 wins, 8 KOs, and 1 loss. 2013, he defeated Cornelius White, who was 21 victories, 16 KOs, and 1 loss. 2013, he defeated Nathan Cleverly, 26 victories, 12 KOs, with no losses. 2013, he defeated Ismail Sila, Current record was 21 victories, 17 KOs with 1 loss. 2014, he defeated Cedric Agnew, 26 victories, 13 KOs, no losses. 2014, he defeated Blake Caparello, 19 victories, 6 KOs, no losses, 1 draw. 2014, he defeated Bernard Hopkins, 55 victories, 32 KOs, 6 losses, 2 draws. 2015, he defeated John Pascal, 29 victories, 17 KOs, 2 losses, 1 draw. In 2015, he defeated Najib Mohammadi, 36 victories, 23 KOs, 3 losses. And then he had the rematch, which I found to be pointless, but I'm still going to give him credit for the fight. At the end of the day, he beat Jean Pascal again, who at the time record was 30 wins, 17 KOs, 3 losses, and 1 draw. Y'all already know who the number 1 guy is. It's that silent assassin, that straight killer that everybody love to hate. Mr. Andre SOG Ward. Current record 30 wins, 15 KOs, no losses. Notable wins: 2009, Edison Miranda, whose record was currently 32 wins, 28 KOs with 3 losses. 2009, Mikhail Kessler, 42 victories, 32 KOs with 1 loss. 2010, Alan Green, 29 victories, 20 KOs, 1 loss. 2011, Arthur Abraham, 32 victories, 26 KOs, 2 losses. 2011, Carl Froch, 28 victories, 20 KOs, 1 loss. 2012, Chad Dawson, 31 victories, 17 KOs, and 1 loss. And for all you guys who keep running around here with these lies about the Chad Dawson fight, talking about he drained Chad Dawson, stop with the bullshit, man. Cut the shit. That's real shit right there, because at the end of the day, go back and do your research. Chad Dawson called Andre Ward out in his post-fight interview after his second fight against Bernard Hopkins. And he said he wanted to fight Ward at 168 at Ward's weight class and take Ward's belts. That's what that man said. It wasn't nothing about Ward, pulled him down there and told him he had to be there. No. He called him out, go check the interview, himself, and said that's where he wanted to fight Ward at. He ain't want no excuses. He can make 68 easy. That was his words. So you give that man full credit for that victory. Let's move it on. 2013, he defeated Edwin Rodriguez, coming off a layoff. 24 victories, 16 KOs, 0 losses. 2016, he defeated Sullivan Barrera, 17 wins, 12 KOs, 0 losses. And again, stop trying to discredit this man's victory, because Sullivan Barrera at the time that they fought was the mandatory for Kovalev. And all you haters would have gave Kovalev credit if he had fought Barrera and beat him. Prior to the fight, Unable Sanchez was talking all that big boy shit about what they was going to do to Ward. And Ward went there and dominated that man, as we know. So give that man his credit. And he was ranked in the top 10 in every sanctioning body at the time him and Ward fought. So, and then, they got the upcoming fight with Kovalev as well. So, the 1 and 2 finna fight each other, in my opinion, come November 19th for the number 1 spot, for the pound-for-pound supremacy in boxing. Because, in my opinion, Ward, hands down, got the best resume amongst any active fighter that's still fighting in boxing today. Can't nobody say that they beat these levels of opposition, and dangerous opposition at that. Triple G don't have no resume. You know, his best fighter, again, remember, is a fucking welterweight. That's why he ain't on my top 5. And he won't get in my top 5 until he starts acting like a pound-for-pound fighter and going out here challenging himself. All these guys that's on this top 5, in my opinion, challenge themselves. That's why they're on the top 5 pound-for-pound list, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, this is my opinion on who's top 5 for me. I love to get y'all feedback and comments. Now, y'all little trolls that's running around here trolling on people's pages, I pay you no attention. You won't even get a response from me. You come in, you can disagree with my list. It ain't like, oh, if you disagree with me, that's a problem. Nah, but don't come around here with no bullshit. Tell me, explain to me why you disagree. You know what I'm saying? Explain it to me. If you can't logically break down why you disagree with my list, then anything that you say to me is irrelevant. Don't come around just telling me my list is messed. Tell me why my list is wrong, and tell me why you have a guy in the top 5 that's not listed on my list, and why you wouldn't have a guy that I have listed as top 5, why you wouldn't have them there. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I know the Tyson Fury one is going to probably be a little iffy for people. But at the end of the day, you know, the heavyweight division is king of boxing. And I'm a boxer, and I got to say that. You know what I'm saying? The heavyweight division is king of boxing. And he knocked off the long reigning king, so I got to put Tyson Fury in there. I got to. Oh, it's only right. You know what I mean? So I love to get everybody feedback and what they think of the list. If they agree, if they disagree. But this is my list. Holla, and it's the king, and I'm out. Shout out to the LDBC.